Hey y'all, welcome back to The Burrow. I'm Hillary, your resident fragrance-loving muggle. So here in the United States, Mother's Day is just around the corner. So whether she's a seasoned mom, an expectant mother, an adoptive or foster parent, or even a parent to plants or puppies, the one thing that ties them all together is the desire to nurture and love unconditionally. So if you're thinking about gifting a mother in your life, or even yourself, a perfume for this Mother's Day, here are 15 floral fragrances that might make them, or you, smile. Okay, so 15 floral fragrances for mom in no particular order. First up, we have Nikolai's Kiss Me Intense. Now with a name like Kiss Me Intense, this is a perfect fragrance for, say, your girlfriend or your wife. This is a really beautiful vanilla fragrance that also is rounded out by heliotrope and anise. So the heliotrope gives this fragrance kind of a cherry blossom vibe, and then the anise gives this fragrance the texture of peach fuzz. So it's a very cozy, kind of like cashmere sweater, sweet, huggable fragrance. It does sit fairly close to the skin, and it's just one of those happy fragrances that I like to wear every day. And the good news is a 30 ml of this, brand new, goes for $67, and you can sometimes find it discounted as well. So that makes it a fairly affordable, beautiful fragrance for Mother's Day. So another fragrance that's in the same vein, sort of, as Kiss Me Intense is What We Do in Paris is Secret by Labo on Fire. Now, this fragrance, again with the name, is perhaps more suitable for a wife or a girlfriend and whatnot, but obviously it doesn't really matter. This is another heliotrope fragrance, but instead of having the anise, it has lychee and rose and honey, so it's a little bit sweeter, a little bit more dense, and just another beautiful, sweet, cherry-like, kind of chalky heliotrope fragrance, and it's just beautiful. That's What We Do in Paris is Secret by Labo on Fire. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance for my attempt at pronouncing this in French. So this is Fleur d'Angers from Labo. This is number 27. This is a beautiful orange blossom fragrance. Now this is very creamy, but it also has a little bit of greenness in here from petitgrain, and there's also citruses like lemon and bergamot. This is very bright in the opening, but it has this white silky floral that runs throughout it, and it's just heavenly. It's just a very clean, happy, bright fragrance that kind of makes me think of just a beautiful summer vacation with a cold breeze. So that is Fleur d'Angers from Le Labo. So sometimes we moms like to get out of the house a little bit, and at least the name of this fragrance sounds like we're getting out and about. This is Night Clubbing by Celine. Now this is actually one of my favorite iris fragrances, although the opening is really dominated by the greenness of galbanum. The dry down is a really beautiful vanilla and iris, and it's just creamy and decadent and delicious. So if you like a fragrance, or if that you think they'll like a fragrance that's green and earthy in the opening, but then dries down to this smooth, delicious sweetness, that would be Night Clubbing from Celine. So another iris, this one from the House of Frederick Malle, is Iris Poodra. Now this is a really beautiful fragrance. I believe it was Eugene from You Smells Good who actually described this as smelling like a chandelier. This is a very sophisticated, sparkling and effervescent and aldehydic, just this beautiful iris fragrance. When you smell it, even if you don't really know perfumes, it smells like something a millionaire would wear, I would think. It just smells so unique and so classy that I think anyone would be happy to have it in their collection. So that is Iris Poodra from Frederick Malle. And next up, yet another iris, is Brooklyn by Gallivant. Now this fragrance also has magnolia and orange in here. This is kind of juicy, but also cashmere sweater textured iris. This is just a beautiful, again, cozy, fruity fragrance that this one is what I like to wear to bed all the time. It's something that's happy but makes me feel put together, and it doesn't suffocate anyone around me. This is something I throw on before, you know, I run my kid through the grocery store, or do literally any kind of typically mundane mom thing, but I want to feel like put together and I want to feel like a whole human. So that was Brooklyn by Gallivant. Next up from the House of Xerjoff, we have Dhamma Bianca. Now, although this fragrance does also contain iris, it contains jasmine, violet, lilac, lily of the valley, ambrette. This is just a really beautiful, sweet, floral, powdery, kind of creamy fragrance. It really makes me think of a luxury lotion or like luxury like hygiene product. So this just seems like something that you would spray on before maybe before bed, before, you know, doing basic chores, just something to make you feel put together. And sometimes as moms we get a little bit run down and we just need reminders that we are, like I said before, human. So that is Dhamma Bianca from Xerjoff. And typically these 30 ml bottles are also under $100. You can get the 100 mls, which look really fancy with like a little dangling tassel, for like $260 new, or you might be able to find them at discounters. But under $100 is always a winner for me. Okay, so next, for the young, hip moms that are probably cooler than me, or for a mom who just wants something zesty in the summer, this is Delina from Parfums de Marly. This has a lot of hype in the community for good reason. This is a beautiful rose fragrance that's backed up by lychee and rhubarb. That rhubarb gives this amazing tartness that almost makes your mouth water. And this is just a beautiful pink enveloping tart fragrance that again is perfect for warm weather or literally any time. It can easily make a signature scent, and that bottle is something that would make almost any mom proud to have it on her dresser. So that is Delina from Parfums de Marly. So our next rose fragrance is Oud Satin Mood from Maison Francis Kirk de Jean. Now this is a very expensive fragrance. I believe it's in the realm of $300. So this is not one to take lightly if you're just gonna purchase it. Perhaps get a sample first. But this is a beautiful vanilla and violet and rose and oud fragrance. This is silky smooth, or satiny smooth, as I guess the name suggests. I don't know my textiles, but it's almost cold in its smoothness, and it's enveloping. It is so potent. 1 to 2 sprays is enough to last you all day long, which is good because again, this fragrance is very expensive, so at least you'll get your money's worth out of it. Yeah, so that is Oud Satin Mood from Maison Francis Kirk de Jean. So next up, I have Jasmine's Marzipan from the House of Lancome. Now this fragrance goes for $75 for a 30 ml. They do make a really fancy bottle for the 100 ml that's like in the $200 range. Obviously this is more affordable, so this is the one I got. But this is a beautiful white floral fragrance. It has jasmine, almond, musk, vanilla, cashmere wood, sandalwood. This is just a warm, clean white floral fragrance that just seems a little bit different than your standard white floral because of the sweetness from that almond and the texture that it gives as well. This is just, again, a beautiful, clean fragrance that I feel like even people who aren't really into perfume will appreciate this because it's so simple and elegant, and easy to wear. So that was Jasmine's Marzipan from the House of Lancome. Our next fragrance is also from the House of Lancome, and it is Poem. Now this is the epitome of a yellow floral fragrance. It is kind of perfumey, so it might be more for the mature audience, but it is gorgeous. This has ylang ylang, mimosa, tuberose, datura, vanilla, I mean basically every flower in it I could even think of. This is just a beautiful classic. I think this came out in 1995 and it's still going strong. Beautiful fragrance. That is Poem from Lancome. So my next fragrance is kind of similar to Poem. This feels like perhaps a younger version. This is Ombre from Narcissa Rodriguez. Now this again has ylang. It also has frangipani and white florals, and it's also, as the name suggests, an amber fragrance. This is very warm and perhaps a more sensual version of Poem. This is just, it's kind of tropical. I could see somebody wearing this for a date on the beach. This is just a beautiful, peachy, warm floral fragrance that is, I mean, sure to please just about any woman in your life. So that is Narcissa Rodriguez Ombre. Next, from the House of Killian, we have Love Don't Be Shy. Now this is a really beautiful neroli, orange blossom, rose, honeysuckle, iris, jasmine fragrance. There's so many flowers in this, but also there is sugar and vanilla. This is literally like a marshmallow of a fragrance. Tooth-rottingly sweet, but also elegant, and with the texture of the florals. There's so much going on in this fragrance, and it smells different from person to person, but this is a very sweet, very expensive, beautiful fragrance that is sure to put a smile on someone's face. So that is Killian's Love Don't Be Shy. Sorry again for my French, but next we have Juliette Has a Gun's Musk Invisible. So this is a beautiful white clean fragrance. It contains white musk, jasmine, and cotton flower. This, I want to say it smells kind of like a dryer sheet, but the texture is so floral. It just smells like the way clothes are supposed to smell as you pull them out of the dryer, which for a mom, anytime something smells like it's clean and fresh out of the dryer, I'll say it's usually something that makes them happy. Even if they haven't showered in days, they're gonna want to smell like they came fresh out of the dryer. So this is just so beautiful and clean. I love to wear this before I go to the gym. I love to wear this before I go to bed. This is something I even like to spray my pillows with just because it smells so nice. So that is Musk Invisible from Juliette Has a Gun. Last but not least, we have my favorite fragrance from the house of Amouage, and that is Love Tuberose. Now, although this fragrance does contain gardenia and jasmine, the main players here are tuberose, vanilla, and this whipped cream note. This is a very thick and creamy white floral fragrance. It's so decadent. It's literally like a dessert. This is the fragrance that kind of makes you just want to like lick your arm. It is just gorgeous and perfect for Mother's Day. So that is Love Tuberose from Amouage. So these have been my 15 suggestions for floral fragrances for Mother's Day. Now, not all moms like fragrances. Not all moms even like floral fragrances. But these are the few that I picked out from my collection, so I can't wait for you to tell me in the comments what kind of fragrances you would buy or you would wear for Mother's Day. See you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by the Burrow. Bye.